So it's really protecting their homes, the spaces where they breed, the spaces where they can raise young. And by adding property of an existing complex, we are then ensuring that those complexes have a better chance of ensuring that those species will in fact thrive.
151 acres of ecologically important land in the South Okanagan has now been conserved by the Nature Trust of British Columbia. The Park Rill Floodplain has now added to the White Lake Biodiversity Ranch complex in the South Okanagan.
So the White Lake Basin is one of the largest intact grasslands in the South Okanagan. Grasslands represent less than 1% of the province as a whole, but they are a hotspot for biodiversity and species at risk. So being able to add property to an existing complex really allows us to increase the resiliency of those conservation holdings, which can make sure that with things like climate change and other pressures on the landscape, that we have intact ecosystems to help ensure that the species that are here will be here for future generations.
The native grasslands preserve habitats for many species, including Lewis's woodpecker, the Nuttall's cottontail, and the western tiger salamander.
But we're likely to find more species at risk on the property. It's just that those are the ones that we have been able to locate at this time. It has 6 sensitive ecosystems, and behind me you'll see the floodplain and the wet meadow, and we're hoping with continued support from our partners to do a bit of restoration work within the floodplain to re-engage some of that floodplain to make it more of an active wet meadow with the hopes to bring back some of that habitat. The rest of the property is going to be added to our biodiversity ranch operation and integrated into an active livestock operation within the basin. So the public is able to still come and use a lot of those areas for wildlife interpretation as well as hiking.
For Castanet News in the South Okanagan, I'm Casey Richardson.